The Sewol Ferry, a horrific tragedy that occurred in Korea. April 16, 2013. The Sewol Ferry departed from Incheon heading towards Jeju. There were 476 people on board, and most of them were students. And everything seemed to be fine. It was supposed to be an ordinary day. They were going on a field trip. But in just 2 hours, the ship would be gone. At 8:49, the ship made a sharp turn and began to list. Passengers were ordered to stay in their seats. And unfortunately, that was what doomed many of them. Most obeyed, especially the students. They stayed in their cabins and waited for help, texting their parents that they loved them and would miss them. Meanwhile, the captain and senior crew members simply abandoned the ship, leaving behind the children. 304 people died. Ordinary fishermen tried to save them, but unfortunately, nothing worked out. The thing is, corruption was to blame for all this. Well, it's not really a joke, not at all, for those who served in this system, and the saddest part is hidden even deeper. After the tragedy, there were mass protests, marches, films, and investigations. It wasn't just an accident, it was a crack in the system, all because it was a deeply corrupt system. The investigation revealed that the ship had been improperly modified and should never have been allowed out to sea. All inspections were just a formality, and the overloading, which actually caused the list, was simply covered up by everyone. The crew members were not properly trained, and the government itself hid this truth for a long time. In fact, the government agency initially claimed that everyone had been rescued. Families were told that everything was fine, that the children were alive, even though at that moment they were already dead. And parents waited on the shore while the TV reported that 368 people had been evacuated, and that too was a lie. Of course, they tried to cover up the whole affair. The investigation was dragged out for a long time, parents were not allowed into the hearings and were not given any reports. And when they all marched in protest, they were accused of politicizing the tragedy. And at that moment, the president simply disappeared. No one knows where she was for 7 hours. And in 2016 to 2018, a wave of protests led to her being removed from office. It's fucked up, a sad story, especially considering that we're always told to listen to our elders. All the kids did was really just obey them. If they had acted immediately, started evacuating, they could have been saved, but they sat and waited because that's what they were told to do.